being human. For being human is not an easy path to take. However, the experience itself is very rewarding. And this is for many different reasons. And you will know a spirit who has incarnated as human, as that experience has touched that soul in such a way that it has a different sheen, a different light. And that is why we create these experiences, to know yourself, to know the all, to know you are God. Now, Earth itself, as you all know, fell into a sleep, where once this was a divine place of creation, and the souls who were creating were aware of their creative power, they soon began to fall asleep in the webs of their own creation. And it is now that we have come full circle and are breaking out of that web of those programmed, conditioned patterns. In the last 2 weeks, many have been feeling a sense of tiredness, many have been feeling a sense of frustration, and many have felt a heaviness upon their bodies. And this is a good sign. And I want to say to you that whenever you feel that you are walking through deep mud, whenever you feel that you are walking underwater, when there is a weight against you, it means that you are breaking out of old bonds. And so I say to you, keep walking through them. And I know the souls sitting here do that. You have a resilience about yourselves, and you will just keep walking through. Now, the biggest thing I want to say to you all right now is to be light of heart, because many of you have been getting too serious. Understand that the flowering of consciousness is not meant to be one of drudgery. It is not meant to mean suffering. It is you who chooses the suffering. It is you who chooses to see this journey as one that is difficult, that is hard, that you must suffer in order to gain. I want to bring this to the table now and say no more. This is a very old paradigm, and this is one that I guess was taken through the Abrahamic faiths. And you were all indoctrinated into believing that in order for good one must suffer. This is not so. So I ask you now to take off the hat of martyrdom and breathe into the joy of experience. There's no more need for this suffering. I see so many of you, you call out to us, you call out to Spirit, you call out to God and the angels. Why is it so hard? And the answer, dear ones, is that because you make it so. Now, I'm not saying that you should go out and only think good thoughts, that you should walk around with positive affirmations written on your hands and up your sleeves. I'm not saying that, because denial of your true feelings is also a form of suffering. It does not matter how many good thoughts that you force upon yourself. You are still suffering underneath. And if anything else, that is just going to create more layers for you to sort out later. But what I really want to bring forth here is how you choose to deal with it. And what you are bringing into your life. For you are a force of creation, and you create that which is around you. You are not a slave to circumstance. You are not a slave to any sort of predestination or timeline or anything that would say that you have a fixed point that you are going towards. You are here in the still center, and creation happens around you. And co-creation happens with the beings who are in your vicinity, or even the ones with which you are not even aware of. They can be in spirit form, or they can be on the other side of the planet, or in a completely different dimension. It is all one. And yet, we are all split off and experiencing life as an individual soul, gods in their own right. And so honor this. Step back. No more self-pity. I see many of you, and I'm not just talking about you who are sitting here, but in general, in humanity on the planet at the moment, there is a lot of self-pity. Self-pity is disempowering. It is time to move beyond that also. And I know many of you would say, well, Saint Germain, how do I move beyond that? Because I feel that I am trapped in this cage of negative thoughts, that I am trapped in this cage of circumstance, of other negative influences upon me. And this is where you must stand up and be brave. And I know that each and every one of you has that courageousness in your heart. So remember that. Sometimes you must completely close the door on something in order to move fully into a new way of being. You cannot have one foot in one realm and one in the other. They can't coexist in the way the mind wants them to. Of course, this universe is full of paradox, and many seemingly different things can correspond together, but there are others in this human form of creation that cannot. And if you wish to move forward, you must learn to let the other stuff go. Whether that is a job, whether that is a relationship, a place you live, it does not matter. But without letting go, you're not going to bring in what is going to fill you up. And I know it is very human to want to plan ahead, to calculate everything, to make sure that everything is sorted out to the most minute detail to make sure they're going to be safe. And this isn't a bad thing, this is just the mind trying to protect you. But now we're asking you to come out of that, step out of the mind. It's no longer needed. In the age of Aquarius, you are coming to a space, a vibration of heart-centered awareness and communication. And in this sense of heart-centered living, you can no longer be in your mind. And that is okay. So really feel into that. The power to create is with you. The problem is you humans get so narrow-minded on what it is or how you're going to create or what you think is going to make you happy. And a lot of the time this comes down to things that are of physical form. And it's of the human realm. But it's time to step back from that human realm and really step into what it is to be a soul who is being. To step out of that time frame of reality. To be at one in the now. For it is there that you will know God. It is there that you will know yourself, the eternal I am. Breathe into that. So when you get caught up in your job, your interests, your relationships, your family, it doesn't matter, just take a step back and go, wow, that is so human. And it is beautiful to be human, but it is such a narrow and small part of your being. We're asking you to now look beyond that, to start to open your awareness to greater possibilities. Because if you keep your awareness on only the human aspect of your soul, you're not going to keep evolving. You're going to stay stuck in those same cycles. You're not allowing for the full flow of creation to come in. So from now on, when you wish to create new paths in your life, I ask you to step back and come to the heart, to breathe into the I am. That is where the pure potential lies. And not just in the universe, but the multiverses and beyond that. That is where creation is. And that is what will propel you forward into a whole new level of being. It is time to step back and really see humanness for what it is. And I'm not saying, I really want to emphasize this, that being human is not wrong, being human isn't bad, there's no original sin, there's no guilt around being human. It is a beautiful experience. But there reaches a point where one must step beyond. And the entire planet, this entire dimension is shifting towards that. We're making a leap to a whole new other realm of existence. We are breaking out of those old patterns. And this is where you have felt, many of you have felt this resistance in the past 2 weeks, because there is a great amount of energy coming to the planet at present, which is forcing you to move forward in a way that is going to help you to break through the bonds that hold you. This can be as painful or as liberating as you choose it to be. Remember that. Anything can be as painful or as beautiful as you choose it to be. I really want to emphasize this. I really want to bring back your power and your freedom. I want you to take it to yourselves. There is always choice. No matter what situation you find yourself in, there is choice. And we know that it is easy to fall into the trap of the negative thought cycle, of getting stuck in your dark thoughts. But that is all they are, they're thoughts. So what is that awareness that sits behind the thoughts? Tap into that awareness, the one who is the observer, the one who witnesses your life, the one who witnesses the emotions, the one who witnesses all the thoughts that run through your head. How does that awareness feel? And if you really bring yourself into that, you will see that the awareness, your I am, is at peace, at complete peace, in the full experience of being. Whether you choose to acknowledge that awareness once again is up to you, but it is there that freedom lies. Freedom from all of those human things that you feel hold you down or keep you back. Dear ones, so many of you are so caught up in this negative cycle that you can't even see the beauty of the aspect of being human. The expansiveness, the potential that being in this body creates, the full expression of your soul in this flesh and blood. So many of you have dulled yourselves to it, and I speak on a collective global term, not just those who sit before me. The beauty of being able to see with these eyes, the beauty of being able to use these ears to hear as you do, or to taste or to touch, to feel something on your skin. That is so unique. Perception is a lot different in the spirit realms. So just having a body alone with which to experience these senses is such a magnificent and holy gift. And yet humans have seemed to have fallen into this cycle of this body negativity. It's not good enough. It's evil. I should suppress my urges and my senses. But dear ones, that is not why you have a body. It's here to be loved, to be experienced, to be enjoyed in every way possible. So remember that. And then you can extend that even outwards to experience this physical realm. That in itself is a beautiful gift. And it is a gift that you cannot experience in the spirit realm. So many of you are trying to escape. But the funny thing is, many who try to escape this realm, they say it's too hard, will end up in the spirit realm and they'll want to come back. Because with that higher perspective, they can see the gift of being on this planet is. There are many spirits who line up for the chance to incarnate here. So I really want to emphasize also that this is a precious gift, and you are here at an amazing time in the leap of human consciousness. A time where you will be able to experience your humanness in its full capacity, not just in the mind programmings that humans have fallen into over the last few centuries or even longer. Those gifts have been forgotten, but they are now being remembered. And in remembering those gifts, humans will be able to understand the collective. They will be able to understand their oneness with all that is and with the earth and all of the beings that live here, whether in human form, animal form, or plant form. Even the mineral kingdom, the rocks and the crystals, they have energy, many of them. There are souls in these different crystals and different rocks. And without that honor and that respect for your own vessel, your own body, you cannot really begin to appreciate the vessel that holds Gaia, our Mother Earth, and you cannot appreciate the vessels that are the animal and plant and mineral kingdom. It starts with honoring you. Stop searching outside of yourselves for that which is sacred and holy. For you are sacred and holy. The vessel that holds you is sacred and holy. And it does not matter if your vessel does not conform to the human standards of beauty or the human standards of athleticism or elsewhere. It is up to you to create your own standards in the full expression of your being. It is up to you to really create with your heart and to know when you are in the full expression or when you are falling into the pattern of that the human conditioning. So now I really ask you to breathe into the sacredness that is you, to breathe into you, the I am. It is so precious. Honor yourself. Honor your vessel. And show gratitude for the simple fact that you incarnated here. Gratitude is so important and so lacking on the planet. Real, true gratitude for the gifts of being and the gifts that are right there for the taking. Each one of you has gifts waiting for you. Will you reach out and take that gift? Or will you have your blinkers on and refuse to receive? And it is hard to receive when one is not in a state of gratitude. Not only that, but to really bring in that sense of humbleness. Humble yourself to yourself. Understand your divinity. Allow that cloud to lift off of you. And understand that it does not matter what is happening to you right now in your life on this planet. It is all divine. Laugh more. Bring in that sense of humor that you humans are so good at portraying. Not every being that has incarnated in a different realm understands humor like humans do. But humor is such a beautiful divine gift as it breaks through that negativity. It breaks through those chains that hold you back from your own sacred self. So I ask you now to really sit and feel into your body. Feel into that vessel which holds you and honor it. Send it love. And with that, recognize the I am that is you, that animates this vessel. Breathe into it. Take yourself to that sacred point. You start bringing in that sense of gratitude for being incarnated. For you won't get very far if you cannot honor where you are right now. Are there any questions? If there are none, I shall continue. The next thing that I really want to bring into this space tonight, besides the gratitude, besides that coming back to your still center, is that of co-creation. Honoring the other souls around you, honoring their journey, and honoring them no matter which way they are walking or how they are acting. Because remember, it is all a divine act. Some people just don't realize it. Enlightenment is understanding the divine act. So when you are dealing with a difficult person, understand that there is an awareness behind the act. Understand that their actions, their personality is not them. Find that divinity within them. It does not mean that you allow yourself to be walked all over. It does not mean that you allow bad behavior. What it means is that you do not allow that behavior to in any way affect you. It is very easy to get caught into the dramas of others. Because when one is in their own programmed drama, when one is in their divine act, this creates its own energy, this creates its own force and magnetic pull. So if you yourself are not present and aware, if you yourself are not aware of your own divine act, your own recordings, then you are victim to being pulled into their magnetic force. And then you will enter into the drama and you will suffer accordingly. So I'm saying to you that this is not necessary. Through recognizing the divinity in you, you can recognize the divinity in another and see their divine act for what it is and not get pulled into it. You'll find in this time, in this transition to the Aquarian age, that people's divine acts are getting louder. They are becoming more in your face. And that is people screaming out. It is people wanting to break through the bonds, but being too afraid to let go of their character. Because enlightenment, ascension, whatever you want to call it, asks that you get rid of that character that you play so well. That character that has its own programmings, that character who will act a certain way in certain situations. In order to move forward, you must let go of that character and allow yourself to try other characters in that divine play of expression. You do not have to play the same role, the same person, the same personality your entire existence. That creates stagnation. It is okay to keep moving forward. It is okay to grow. And it is okay to take that costume off and put on a completely different one. You have that freedom. So why deny yourself that freedom? Many people would say, oh, that is not me, I am not someone that does X, Y, Z. That is not true, because you are that. The I am. The I am is pure potential. You can be that person who does whatever you want. So I'm challenging you now to step out. This can be a homework, a project for you. Whenever you catch yourself in that programming of, oh, I don't do that, that's not me, that's not my personality, that's just not what I do, break out of it and try something else. Because through doing that, you'll break that programming that you've allowed yourself to fall into for years, sometimes even lifetimes. And through cracking through that, you will actually begin to see your true essence and see that which you are not. To see that which you are not is quite liberating, because if you can see what you are not, then it is a signpost and a pointer to what you are. It at least creates that curiosity in the soul to keep looking forward. And through breaking that sense of personality, that actor that you play, that character that you play so well, you will know that you will start to feel a little bit lost, a little bit unsettled, ungrounded. You may find yourselves wondering, well, what do I do next? And this is a good thing. Allow yourself to be in this space. Because when you're in this space, you have a blank canvas. And it really doesn't matter what you do or don't do. Just try something different. That is the freedom of expression, to be able to try any kind of experience you choose. And through that dance, through that full flow, you will know yourself, and that is when you will be free. Humans do not realize how much their personality, how much that character that they play holds them back. It keeps them in a narrow and limited perspective, when really there is a whole other realm out there that they could be experiencing that could bring them so much more joy. So I really do encourage that now, whenever you catch yourself going, oh no, I don't do that because that's just not me, I encourage you to actually go, well, actually my actions aren't me. The things that I do or don't do aren't me. The fact that I may listen to a certain genre of music, or that I do or don't dance, or that I like sport or don't like sport, or any of these human manifestations, they're not you. step out. Step back and go, well, actually I am. Perhaps I'll try something different. Perhaps I'll have the experience of being another character. And that character you don't have to commit to. You don't have to commit to anything. That's a very human sort of perception. You can be a certain character one minute and another the next. You can change costumes and hats as many times you like through a day. It does not matter. Stop clinging so hard. You humans have to have a certain perception of yourself and a certain perception of others in order to function. But society now is going to crumble. It's cracking. And this is how I am and this is how you are perception isn't going to work anymore. And view it with some fun. Don't be so serious. Truly be light of heart. Allow yourself to really be in the flow of creation. And you'll find that through this trying on of different costumes and characters that you'll actually find that which you are, the I am. Now, are there any questions that have arisen?
Yes. When you mean try different characters, is that meaning by trying different activities, or actually trying the whole way you act as a person? Like, are you meaning to act a different character, or to actually, are you meaning more try new activities and new ways of thinking?
Well, it is really the whole package, because so many humans will see themselves as the sum of what they do and how they perceive. So it's not about forcing yourself into a completely different character that feels completely unnatural to you, but it is about stepping out and allowing yourself to actually experience different things that you yourself would not normally allow yourself to experience. And when I say experience, it doesn't mean to say it's just activities, or it could be experience of a different way of thinking, or a different way of perceiving reality, or a different way of interacting with others. Many people do not have soulful connections with others because they go into their own recording. They say, this is my personality and this is how I will react to those who speak to me. This is how I interact with others. If someone says this, then I say that. I'm asking you to really push out of that now, to come back, and this is important, to be very present in the moment, because when you are in the moment, when you are completely present and aware, that is when you break through your personality, and that is when you break through your character, because you are creating from the I am. When you are completely present, you do not go back into those old programmings. You do not act in accordance with that character you've created since birth. So just be mindful. Become that awareness behind the thoughts and the actions, and you will start to catch yourself and you will understand what I mean. But if you have to do something completely out of your personality to sort of snap you out of it, then do it. Be silly. Put a different costume on. Go go do your grocery shopping dressed as Dracula for all I care. Just explore. And stop worrying about how others perceive you, because often that is the trap. That is the trap that keeps you stuck in your personality, because many humans create this personality from birth in accordance with protection, of keeping themselves safe. If I dress a certain way, if I act a certain way, if I do certain things, if I have a certain job, then I'm going to be perceived in this way, and that's going to keep me safe. Leave that behind now. You do not need it, it does not serve you, and it doesn't serve others. Ask yourself constantly, is this in the full expression of the I am? Is this serving my soul? Am I truly in allowance of that which is? Am I in the full expression of my soul? If the answer is no, then why not? And the answer often is, well, I'm scared what others will think of me. Push that aside and really now begin to observe your own programmings and patterns and replays. There is time for one more question. Well, with that, dear ones, we shall leave it there. And do know that you yourselves are divine. And you are also trailblazers. So yes, people are going to look at you like you are strange at times. And that's because you are breaking out of those programmings, those old paradigms that do not serve the earth any longer. So, if anything, through being yourself, and I mean truly yourself, not this character you've created, you are doing the earth a great service, because it takes people who are bringing awareness to the table to break these old conditioned energy patterns that hold so many on this planet in shackles. Remember that. Through doing yourself a service, you do others a service. So always nourish yourself first. I am Saint Germain. I thank you.